ladies and gentlemen, my name is Miss Anime, and this is the third week of my anime roundup, but you already knew that. We don't really need to go into detail because you know what this is and you know how it works, so let's just get started. So, I'm not really sure why, but so far I'm not clicking with this season, like this series this season. I loved the last season. I think this season has an interesting idea, but I just feel like it's a plot we've seen before. Everybody hates demons and they think they're awful, and they want to do something about it, but I feel like the way they're presenting it is just not interesting. And to be honest, I think part of it was in a previous season, and from what I've read, that season, this feels like a rehash. This feels like they're doing the same arc over again. I haven't seen that arc, so maybe that's why I'm a little bit more on the side of, this will get better. But I hope it does, because I love this show, and I really, really, really want it to work. It's just, I don't know, something's not connecting. I like the backstory with Gato, his bodyguard, and how he saved his life and how he's indebted to him, because that's going to come back to bite him later. But I don't know. We'll see with this series. So, I might have missed it, but I'm not entirely sure what this mine has to do with him, getting rid of the kingdom. Like, is it so he can get enough gold to sell it? Is it so that he attracts other countries to them, so that other countries will be interested? I don't get what this has to do with the actual plot. I do like the idea that Wen still has, I don't know how this is pronounced because it's so quiet, but I like the idea that he still has a little bit of love for his country, enough so that when someone threatens it, he will go after them. But I also at the same time feel like that's a little bit of a conflict of character, because he's supposed to be wanting to get rid of it. So why would he care what happened to the country? Maybe it's going to turn out later that, he decides, I can't do it. I can't sell off my entire nation. That would be interesting. But most of it's a battle over this mine, and I don't understand what this has to do with the actual plot. Speaking of not having to not knowing what anything has to do with the actual plot, so I am really confused by this episode. I do not understand how keeping a festival from being festival, keeping people from cheating at a festival leads to a natural disaster. I thought the point of these visions was cause and effect. Like, you open the door in the back of a mall and it leads to somebody coming in and shooting everybody. Everybody, because you left the door open. I thought this was cause and effect. The last one, I think, was, I could be wrong, but I thought the last one was, you did X, so Y happens. So, how does this correlate to them cheating at a festival? How does this happen? Did she just, I don't understand it, and I don't understand why this matters in the long run. And when this whole show was supposed to be about them figuring out, what's happening and what happened to this girl, I thought this was really stupid, and I don't get it. So, I really, really, really like the new assassin. I like his personality, and if he sticks around, I probably will keep watching this series, but I don't buy the romance between, what's his first? The Korean, I don't remember his name. Chateau and Song I don't buy their chemistry. He's creepy, he's a stalker, he's a dangerous person, so why do you like, is it just, he's a bad boy, so I don't buy it. I don't buy her chemistry. I don't buy that someone like her who is very careful and who understands how dangerous people can be would develop any romantic attraction? Or is it just like one-sided? Is it that he's supposed to be attracted to her and he wants her to fall? No. Like, ew, no. But I do like the assassin. I like the idea that the male lead, he comes from this organization, and I want to find out more about them. I want to find more about why they think he's a traitor. But that is the only reason I'm still watching this series. I don't care about the romance. So, nothing really happens in this episode. They go shopping for the material to make this outfit, and I do kind of like the idea of what's his name, the main character getting flustered because he's never been around girls before, so it was kind of him like freak out because all these girls were in front of him and he didn't know what to do, and I thought that was kind of funny. But other than that, it's just them clothes shopping, and it's not interesting. It's not interesting even slightly, and that's it. That's all there is to it. So this is just basically a setup episode to establish that everybody wants to go and get Noe. The only thing that really happens that's of note is that we properly meet Chloe and her, I don't know, her butler, her bodyguard, whoever he is. We truly meet them. Other than that, Astolfo's still there, which makes me happy because he's the only character at this point I actually, have any vested interest in. But other than that, nothing's happened, and we'll have to wait to see until next week. So, I really want to like this show because I like the concept, and it's an interesting take, but honestly, the main character's attitude in this episode just really rubbed me the wrong way. Like, somebody saves your life. Somebody prevents you from killed by a monster 3 times your size, and your only complaint is that you didn't get to kill it for. I get that he's supposed to be the brash hero, who wants to prove himself and who wants to, make sure that he gets a place as Ibushi. But honestly, no, you would have died had he not intervened. You would have died if the captain had not saved your ass. So, for me to care about you, I don't care about you. I care about your friend. I care about, I think it's Ishikawa, I think his name. I don't remember. I don't really know their names because they haven't really introduced themselves properly. But I care about him. I like him. I like the idea that he wants to defend and his parents' honor, and he also wants to prove himself, and he's nice. I like him. But basically the redhead is basically Asta, except he's a lot more self-centered and a lot more just, I don't like him. And I don't know if I can keep watching this series or if this is the attitude he's going to maintain the entire show. I hope he humbles out, because I really want to keep, I want to get at least halfway through, but if he keeps presenting this, I have to come first, I have to do everything myself, I'm not going to keep watching this show. So, as I said last week, the show is very disjointed. You have the people looking for Bisco, you have Bisco and the doctor trying to heal his companion, you have Bisco's sister, you have the monsters who I don't even know how they factor into the plot. Everything just doesn't feel connected. It feels like everything it's a puzzle, but you're trying to fit the pieces in. I know we're on only episode 2, so I hope this show fits together, because I actually like the core premise, it's much more interesting than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be about some, brash young kid who just spends all day looking for mushrooms, and then, one day he hears about this special mushroom, and he decides he wants to go find it, which might be an interesting premise, but this is much more interesting. But I don't know what I'm supposed to be paying attention to, and I hope they stick with something. I hope they decide on something to follow. So it's pretty clear that Shun is not saying something. Like, he's not telling his group something, because he's a very, very arrogant, he's very cocky, he hits well, he apparently he was called the Destroyer a long time ago, and I have a feeling whatever war happened before, I have a feeling he was connected to that, because from the way you're describing him, he was a very dangerous person, and I like this concept. I like that they're clearly setting up for all the tribes to go to war with each other. I know it hasn't actually stated that yet, but it's pretty clear, that at some point, because we're getting one tribe going after another, and then, and we're getting, all these tribes are coming after them, and I'm pretty sure it's because of Shun, and I'm pretty sure that, whatever he's not telling them, everybody wants him dead, or everybody wants to fight him, basically. So this is gonna be a very interesting show. He basically spends the whole episode teaching them about XB, and I like that. I like that, in addition to being an action show, it's a baseball anime. They're gonna learn about baseball. They learn how he pitches, they learn what they can hit, they learn, and I like the fact that the one kid, I forget his name, but the really cute one, he's clearly nervous, and he doesn't, and he's good at running. The other one is, I'm sorry, we haven't gotten very far yet, so there's not really much to talk about, but I like it. I think it's neat, and I hope it gets a plot soon, because I don't want this to be another show that goes nowhere. So, at least with this show, because a lot of these shows take a really, really, really long time, and it gets to episode 7, and they finally confess to each other, and then they hook up at the end of the series. But at least with this show, it's made immediately obvious that they like each other, and that, I believe Sasuke's the redheaded one. He immediately asked Miyano out, like, immediately. Of course, Miyano was like, what are you has no idea what he's talking about, because I don't think he realizes that Sasuke likes him. But at least it's making faster progress than most of these shows, because one thing that I know a lot of people are tired of are these really, really slow burn shows where it takes forever and a half to get to the romance part. And I personally can deal with, waiting till the end of the series to become a couple, but I know a lot of people can't. I know a lot of people have a problem with that. So it's nice at the very least that they establish that they have feelings for each other. And I'm pretty sure that their friend Hirano also has feelings for him. This might actually be the last time I cover this show for this season, though. Not because it's bad, but because not a lot goes on in it, and it's very lighthearted. It has a lot of cute moments, but it's not very plot heavy. And unless something substantial happens, like maybe at the point where they finally hook up or they kiss, I'll upload another video on it. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna it's gonna be on my top 10 list probably. But I'm not gonna keep covering it because there's just nothing to talk about. So I really, really, really like Margaret, because Margaret is basically Beatrice. And other than that, it's still disjointed. It's still, I still don't quite get it. We're starting to get more of a sense because we get the sense that, Richard wanted to follow his father into battle, and he doesn't quite understand how severe, and he just, he thinks with his heart instead of his head. He doesn't, he wants to get revenge on everybody, and he doesn't understand the consequences of his actions. But I don't think the show's doing a good job of showing that clearly. I think it's kind of easy to pick up on that, but everything is just like, everybody just wants to kill each other, and that's nice, but it would help if the series had something cohesive to tie it together. I don't know how to explain it. The series isn't bad. I just wish it would kind of fit itself into the box, if you know what I mean. So, I like the twist. Basically, if you've seen the show, you know that the main character, Kal-El, who I still think is a stupid name, and I'm going to call him Carl because that's his real name. And I don't want to get copyrighted by, I think it's DC. Yeah, I don't want to get flagged by DC for calling him basically Superman's real name. I don't want that. So I like the twist with Carl. I just feel like it's way too early. I feel like finding out he's the prince should have been something that happened at the end of the series. I think it's a good stake. I think it's gives him some actual motivation for why he wants to come to this school. I don't know why he's mad at Nina. I know that there was a war and that his parents got killed, but I don't know why this girl, I don't know what her role is. I don't know why he blames her for this. I know because, not just because I've read the wiki, but because it's pretty obvious that it's going to turn out that Claire and Nina are the same person. I also kind of like the fact that I thought this was just going to be a bunch of kids going to flying school, and there were going to be a lot of edgy and harem, but no, this is a war story. There are actual stakes. They're being sent into battle before they're ready, and basically the moral is you're never prepared for war. You're never prepared for what's going to happen in the future. And no matter how hard you train, you will never be prepared for being thrown into a battle. And I kind of like that. I still don't like the stereotypes, like the rich guy and the fat guy and the girl he likes and his spunky pie. I don't like that. But at least the series is doing something to make that a little bit more palatable. At least they're giving us some stakes. So that's kind of nice. So I may have talked about this one last week. I don't remember. But oh my god, this was super cute. And he was so adorable. I get the feeling that the grandmother actually died because she just left this note behind, and they never show you the note in the episode, and we never actually see what it said, so maybe she did go to her sons, I don't know, but this was so cute, and I love the fact that they're gonna help him learn how to do things, and it's so adorable, and I want him to come back. I want this Digimon to come back, because he's so sweet. And this was kind of low stakes, but it was kind of nice, because we've had a lot of dark shit this season, so I'm kind of happy with this one. I do hope they do something with, what's his name? The main character whose name I now forget. I do wish they do something with his father and what's going on with why there are Digimon ending up in the real world. But this was adorable. Oh my god, this was so cute. And finally, I love the fact that not only does this virus erase your memories, but it also makes you dislike the road system. It makes you dislike rush duels. So clearly the villains are trying to poison everybody to hate rush dueling, and I think that's a very interesting form of mind control. I'm guessing that we'll run into the rest of the characters who also have this viewpoint at some point. Like, I think Roman had hers erased. I forget. Everybody who had theirs erased probably now dislikes rush dueling. So maybe they're going to use this to convince people to help them shut down the system. I don't know. But at least this is something, because over the last couple weeks I've kind of felt like this series is stagnated again. I skipped at the last couple because nothing really happened, like I said, except for the fact that the bug things destroyed the machine that made Monster Reborn. But other than that, nothing's really happened. But this is actually, progress in the series, and we're getting a new Digimon show, so that should be really, really interesting. So just one more thing before I close out, and I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to look at the Welcome to 2022 poster, because I had a image for one final note or one more thing, but I can't find it. I don't know where it went. So this is what you're gonna have to do with. I might be moving in the spring, so after the winter season, I might need to take a pause from these. I'm not sure. I can't confirm yet, but that might be something that's potentially happening with me, so I'm going to have to see about spring. I will definitely keep doing these. I'm not going to stop doing these, but I might have to take a pause for a little bit to sort myself out, because I might potentially be moving. So until then, I will see you next week for week 4.